Hey, what's good everybody? It's CJ Beatz. We're back at it again today. Today we're going to make beats using artificial intelligence with the help of this thing called Amadeus Code. Let's talk about it right after this. So what is Amadeus Code? Amadeus Code is an app that creates melodies and chord progressions. The way that I understand it works is like that it actually gets loaded up with different types of songs from over the years. The artificial intelligence then scans these songs, and then it comes up with its own variations of those chord progressions or those melodies from those songs. The cool thing about it is that you can actually, once you've installed it and created some songs with it, you can then export the audio and the MIDI. I feel though that they are lacking a little bit in the audio department because the sounds or samples that they're using or the synthesizers that they're using aren't very strong. They sound very generic, but we'll get into that a little bit more later on. The strong point is that you have basically an endless amount of new chord progressions and melodies that can get you inspired to make your next beat or song or whatever it might be. So the idea behind this video is to basically use Amadeus Code on the iPhone for a little bit. After that, we're going to extract some of the MIDI data from those songs that we created in Amadeus, and then from there we're going to import it into Logic Pro X and create a new beat out of it. So the first thing you're going to have to do in order to follow along is download Amadeus Code. You get a 14-day free trial. You can export as many MIDI files as you want during that trial. So I definitely recommend that you do that first and then come back to the video and continue watching. So let's dive into Amadeus Code a little bit. We're going to have that artificial intelligence create some new melodies and chord progressions for us and then start importing those into Logic. All right, so I have Amadeus Code loaded onto my iPhone now, and we're going to dive into the app a little bit and see what it can do. So first and foremost, up here you could change your genre. You have songwriting mode, pop, dance, hip-hop and rap, and rock. So for this tutorial, I selected hip-hop and rap. We'll say select beat. It's automatically going to start playing the chord progression. And it's called Plucky Skylark, and it's got these chords from Gangsta's Paradise Coolio. That's an old classic song. I'm really not a fan of the sample or sound choices that they have in here. Like, they sound very generic, but the point is, to extract the MIDI from these so we can create something new out of it. Therefore, I think it's still valuable because you can, it's basically having an unlimited amount of chord progressions that you could export. So if you don't like that one, you could go ahead and just swipe up, and it's going to create a new one. And it's going to load it and start playing automatically. So this is called Glamorous Nightjar. And it's got this chord progression and melody from Truly Madly Deeply by Savage Garden. It's funny, that's actually not a hip-hop and rap genre song, but I guess what it's doing is changing the rhythm, and I guess the drum pattern of what it would sound like if it were a hip-hop and rap song. And I'm going to just continue, swiping up until I find something that I like. So this is called Uptight Curlew, and the song that it's extracted this chord progression from is I Just Can't Stop Loving You by Michael Jackson. Some of it sounds a little bit off, I'm not going to lie, but it could be just really complex chord structures that I'm not aware of, I guess. So let's swipe up one more time here and see what we could find. This is Dashing Skylark, and it's got this one from Down Fifth Harmony, okay? I mean, that chord progression is pretty uplifting and happy, I guess. You could go ahead and save that if you want, so hit save. All right, now it's saved. We'll play it back, and we'll check out some of these other tabs down here. Chords. Or you could change the sound. And then melody. Change it to a piano, maybe voice. Shakuhachi. Mute it too, just to leave the chord progression. Play that one more time here. It'll change the bass maybe. Again, I don't think I'm going to use any of these sounds, but once you save it, you save both the MIDI as well as the audio itself. Change the drums too. Analog, analog 2, digital, hip hop 1, hip hop 2, hip hop 3. Yeah, so I guess the idea is, you know, that when you select hip hop and rap, it definitely goes off of more the rhythm versus, you know, the song that it's extracting these chords and melodies from. All right, so now that we have some saved, let's go ahead and try to extract this this MIDI here. So I'm going to swipe down. Let's go to our saved ones. And here you have the dates that they were saved. So I'm going to go to the previous one, Dashing Skylark, June 27th. And now I'm going to hit this upload button, share and export. So you have the audio files, the melody is MIDI, the harmony is MIDI, and the rhythm is MIDI. I'm going to hit export. Cool, now I could just, you know, select mail and basically send it to myself. So I'm just going to send it to my email. And boom. So now I have that MIDI that I'm interested in, and I'm going to import it into Logic Pro X, and we're going to try to create something new with it using different virtual instrumentation and adding our own drums to it. All right, so I just opened my email. We're going to go ahead and download the MIDI data that I extracted from Amadeus Code. And let's go ahead and load up an instance of Alchemy, and then we're going to drop that MIDI in there and see what we can come up with. Let's go ahead and drop in that first one here. All right, so we have different MIDI data contained within that one file. So let's solo this out for a second. So I'm going to try and find some keys here. That would be the bass. So 3 different basses. I think I'm just going to select those so that I have the bass separately. We'll change this up to an Alchemy 2. Let's choose a bass for that. A classic, I don't know, Kid Cudi type beat, maybe. We'll see. Okay, I think I'm going to start with a hi-hat for this, so let's go with an EXS, and I'll go to a trusted hi-hat that I always use. Just going to loop off 8 bars like that, and zoom in a little bit. And maybe we could spice up that hi-hat a little bit. We'll use some effectrix on it. Change that to an 8th note as well. Sounds a little more interesting. Definitely think it should be a clap here. That's what I'm hearing. It's sort of a club banger. Just going to do a simple pattern for the clap. Let's find a kick that would match this. It's going to be a pop, you know, club song sort of, so I'm going to find something crazy here. I feel like the kick could be a little louder. And there you have it. I think that's a really great start for a song structure, and it was super easy to start creating because I already had the MIDI that was created by Amadeus Code. So again, a few things that I think they need to work on is the sound quality. For me, at least, I feel like, if the sound doesn't sound lush, I feel like my inspiration definitely takes a hit from that. So, I feel more inspired by lush sounding sounds. All in all, it's a pretty good app, I have to say. Super easy to get inspired by these chord progressions and stuff. Or at least to experiment with. If you haven't already, they give you a 14-day trial, so I definitely recommend you at least try it. It is currently only available on iPhone, so Android users, sorry, I'm really not sure if they are planning on developing an Android version of Amadeus Code. I would definitely like to see it. So at this point, I would implore you to give some feedback to Amadeus Code. Leave some comments down below. Tell them what you liked about the app. Tell them what you didn't like about the app so that they can continue to work on this app and make it better and user-friendly for everybody. If this video gave you some inspiration, you learned something new, please don't forget to hit that like button and possibly even that subscribe button and that bell so that you're notified anytime I upload some new content. My name is CJ Beatz, and I'm out for now, guys. Peace.